We went into like all these mathematical things that we couldn't that we don't understand. He had a lot of details and explanations to what he did, what Stephen Hawking did. So, like he explained the like black hole theory and all these other things, and what Stephen Hawking did as a child.
Even though it was
his
technical,
influence. Yeah.
it was technical. It was the right topic for Keita, and that he had a pretty good understanding of it. He didn't fumble with it. He really seemed to have learned about it. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Mary?
I like a number of projects. I like Alex's because he practiced a lot and he made it look really easy. I liked Isabella's because she told it as if she were Jane Goodall. I liked Hannah's because there's a lot of pictures and only like this much text for each one. And
She had a nice balance between text and pictures.
and obvious because it told a lot of information, even though there weren't a lot of pictures. It showed a lot of information.
Steve, what do you think?
I think that Kata's was good, just like somebody said, because he didn't really just like read off his screen. Even though he had a lot of text, he kind of described it in his own words instead of what was on the screen.
And there was a lot of text. He just went off text and he told you all about it in great detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Isabel? Your favorites and why?
I agree with Neve about Keita's. At first it was kind of boring because he was reading off the text a little bit, and but when we were getting towards the end, he started stopped reading off the text and stopped saying it in his own words. I like that, and I also liked Aiden Srinivas's because we actually got to use the Chromebooks. We actually got to explore the website, not just someone showing us the website. And I also liked Hannah's because she kept it very balanced. And I also liked Desiree's and Marin's because I never really heard about James Cook, and I thought it was very interesting.
Good. Hannah?
I like Neve's a lot because she had a lot of pictures and then she just explained it.
Got it?
I like Neve's too because she, like Hannah said, she didn't have that much text and a lot of pictures to explain what it means. And I also like Hannah's because there was a balance of pictures and text, but she didn't read off the text. And I also liked Alex's because it was just like simple text and he explained it, not dense text.
Raise your hand if you think Alex's was kind of the model project for us this cycle around there. Yeah, so that's cool. What do you think?
I really liked Alex's because he did it like thoroughly. He didn't read off of the slides, and then he had a good variety of text and pictures, and even a few diagrams.
Good. Aiden?
I really liked the way, I think it was Marco Stracci, Alex, and Neve. The way they were just like so comfortable speaking when they talked. I really thought that was effective, so we could pay more attention.
Does that mean that they practiced in advance, you think?
Yeah.
And maybe they chose the right topic too?
Yeah.
Cool. Alex?
I thought all the websites were really good because they had so much detail and description of what their explorer was like, what they did, their what influences, like just lots of big parts of their lives. It was very detailed.
Yeah? Marco, what do you think?
I think that Julian's and Fatima's are really good. I like Julian's because he involved pictures and a title, and he he had the script with him, but he wasn't completely reading off of the script. He tended to look up. And I like Fatima's because it was very descriptive, and she wasn't like on the thing for a while. She would just like look at it, get it memorized, and then say it to me.
Because it was a nice balance between text and pictures, and it was fun to have those items being passed around. And I liked Isabella's because the form was fun, but she did it very descriptive.
Cool. Audrey, what do you think?
I think that Fatima's was like awesome for best girls project in the class, and Alex's was best boys project in the class. So I would say those were the two models.
I like Keita's because he barely looked at his Prezi. He was mostly explaining everything. He explained pretty much everything in his own words. And I liked Alex's because he had very little words on the screen, and he was explaining most of it.
And Alex is also technical.
Yeah.
It wasn't familiar to everyone, and I'm not sure how familiar it was to Alex before he started, so no, it's pretty technical. Seth?
I had a few I like. I liked Alex's because he had a nice balance between text and images. I liked Neve's because with lots of her projects, she just has pictures and then she explains each one. And then, not everyone's going to say this, but I like Benny's because even though he was reading off the text during his project, at the end when we started asking questions, he showed that he knew a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree.
I liked Fatima's, and I also liked Neve's, and I also liked Adrian's. I liked Fatima's because she had a lot of words on her slides, but she also had pictures, and even though she read off a slide, she had really descriptive language, and it was just really cool to look at because she had a lot of images too. And I liked Neve's because she had she had a lot of pictures, and then she had note cards she was referring to, and she knew all the things she was talking about. And Adrian's, hers is good because she didn't have note cards, and she didn't have a lot of words on her Prezi. She just knew everything, and that proved that she knew what she was talking about, not that she just got something off the internet and she typed it in.
Cool. Last.
Well, everybody likes
Alex.
Alex's, but like I liked Marco S's because like everybody liked the subject, and like he talked a lot about what he did, and then he talked about his childhood, and then he talked about like in detail, and he like didn't put the really not interesting points, and he just put the really interesting important points, and I thought that was good. And also I'm never mind. Never mind. I would add more slides so it's like more topics, but I'd like make the title of the slide then like 1 or 2 bullet points and then a lot of pictures, because I think a lot of people in this class are pretty visual, and I think that it's more interesting if it's visual, so more people pay attention.
Good. Ufu?
I would rephrase more in my own words.
Good.
And
Good for you. Yes, Seth? What would
I'd
you do?
use more images and less text.
Adrian?
I would talk louder.
Talk louder.
I would use less text, more images to attract more people. And
Good.
I want to do more fun format than a Prezi and be more creative with it, and not read it.
Good. Aiden?
I like to not read from the slides, but get the same info, like to paraphrase it instead.
Next time I would try to speak louder and not read off of my text.
Next time, maybe add more pictures so it would attract people and people's attention, and also not read off the text because the whole time I was reading off a lot of the text, and just use bullet points and explain in my own words.
And you've seen other kids read off text, and so you can kind of get a sense of what that feels like as an audience member too.
I think next time I'm not gonna write a script that I look at because I'm not really reading to the audience. So, and I think the next time I'll just I can look down it. Say if I have notes, I can look down it, then I can just read.
And if you practice, sometimes you don't need the cards so much. You need just because you get nervous, to have something in front of you can be helpful.
And so
Olivia, what do you think?
Next time I won't read off my slides, and I'll use less. I use bullet points, and maybe I'll have index cards that I could refer to.
I also think you can play on your strengths. I was thinking about this with Lyric. Play on your strengths. You speak well. You engage an audience just because of the tone of your voice and how clear it is. That's your strength. And I think standing and talking to us, engaging that way, like what Lyric did and Audrey's done, is effective for you.
I think that next time maybe I should practice. I practice a lot. Maybe go over and act more like I'm actually presenting it, because most of the time I was just using the slides by myself. Maybe to actually do the entire practice.
Cool. And you've gotten feedback from the kids saying what you did was very effective. Mary?
Next time I will add more pictures, less text. Do it on the Prezi maybe. And I won't clean off my slides. And I'll interact more with the audience.
Marcus?
I haven't done my project yet, but when I'm practicing, I tend to go really fast instead of slow, so I need to go slower and to maybe have bullet points instead of paragraphing and have more pictures.
I think I'll start on my project earlier instead of waiting until I have 2 weeks left, and then I have to really get going on my project.
That's always helpful.
Yeah.
And maybe you have to learn that by doing it, and you get tired of procrastinating. It's going to happen again, but for all of us, it's true. Yep. Marcus?
I think that I will start to put less text on my slides and only do a few lines and memorize more, so I can interact more and make eye contact with my audience. And just have bullet points up there to remind me, okay, this is what I need to say now, and then it just triggers a part of my brain.
So Marco, you've got it. Just everything you said is, I think, is spot on. And I think like
Yeah, I
Avia,
just looked at mine.
you have a voice and a presence that you can engage the group. You can go over and say, "Pay attention to me, people," and I think that's effective. You should try that without barking at them, but to